Alright, gang, welcome back to our survival challenge here on New Frontier. It's October, day 1. That does mean that the corn is ready to harvest, and that is what we're going to jump straight into here in just a second. Now, a couple quick notes here at the beginning. A lot of people, more than I expected, actually, have reached out and said they really don't want this series to end. And so because of that, I'm going to extend it for a brief period longer. We're just going to go to the end of the actual fiscal year. So we'll go till December. So it'll give you a couple more episodes, but we are still going to finish this series, gang. It is, unfortunately, it's just time. It is time for us to finish it. We've got a lot of other things planned on the docket. We've got some new maps we want to give a shot, we want to try them out at least. And this type of a series, the Survival Challenge, will be back very, very soon, I assure you. So those of you that are maybe a little bit more upset than others that the series is coming to an end, I promise you we'll be back very, very soon, and we'll be able to take care of it. Let's get this thing all unfolded here. I was having a hell of a time trying to get this whole thing hooked up. I ran into quite a few things of machinery, but I did all that off camera, so you didn't really have to see that. But we are underway, gang, in our corn harvest. And now this harvest is a massive field, so this is going to take us a while, but the good thing is we do have this header, right? So this header is a large header, so this will help us out tremendously. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. Me, myself, I just finished driving near, it makes no difference, 10 hours today to get back home. So I'm a little tired, but we're going to give this a shot, see how it goes. If I'm not being energetic enough as much as I would like to be, then maybe I record part of it in the next day, but I think we'll be able to get through it. Today, really, the goal I want to do is harvest this cornfield and then take care of the fields that we drilled in the last episode. Now, one thing we did not do that I should have done was roll those fields. We did not roll those fields. That was a mistake on me. Should have rolled those fields, but that's okay. The yield will be just a little bit less, I guess. Now, besides that, the other things we're going to do, we're not going to re-drill this field today, more than likely, unless I put a worker on it, but I don't think I will. But we are going to buy another plot of land today and continue our expansion down that way towards the shop. So we'll do that, and I don't know if we'll actually start planning out another field or not. We may. We'll have to see, right? We'll have to see where the time gets to on this episode. It's going to take us a bit to do this field, as I mentioned, and then we have the field literally right on the other side of this one that needs a second application of fertilizer. And then I believe our grass field, quick autosave here. I believe our grass field also needs the fertilizer application, the second one. Let me make sure that's a correct statement here. It doesn't. Okay. I thought this one needed a second application. It does not. But this one does, and we probably need to put a second one on this one, actually. The field that we just did in the last episode, the new one that we expanded. So we can do both of those fields today as well. How's everybody doing? Hopefully well. I think I asked you that, but I'm going to ask it to you again. I apologize unless you're watching this in the future, or on a repeat, I guess. I had to skip a couple of days without a video. I apologize. That was not my initial intention. Things ended up happening that I wasn't able to get home until today. So I was a little delayed. I didn't have my PC with me, didn't have the Xbox with me, didn't have any of that, so I couldn't really record. And really, I didn't have the time to do it anyway, so things happen. Such is life. But I just want to level set and make sure I apologize to all of you. It was not really my plan here. But we're back now, and we're ready to go, man. Seems like, for the most part, from what I've seen, and I'm going to get ready to reply to everyone, I really wasn't able to reply to anybody for a couple of days at this work conference that I was at. I mentioned to you, I think I was going to a work seminar conference up in the Toronto area, and that's where I have been, and that's where I just came from. Now, normally that's not a 10-hour drive, but traffic, ran into some traffic issues, construction issues. It was rough. Let's put it that way. Toronto, in case you don't know, has, I think it's ranked the 3rd worst traffic in the world. Only next to New York and LA, I think, are the only places that are worse. And there's not really a real rhyme or reason, in my opinion, on why that is. I should probably ask my friend Northern Farm Sim. I don't know if he actually lives near or in the Toronto area, but I should probably ask him. I don't know why. It seems like they have plenty of room that they could expand and not be so densely populated. And that's really the biggest problem with Toronto. I mean, they have a ton of people, don't get me wrong. It's a huge, huge city. A massive city. But they just build these big, massive skyscrapers everywhere, and I feel like that's the biggest part of the problem with the traffic, is these big, massive skyscrapers. What am I stuck on here? Perhaps I'm wrong, but that's just what it feels like to me. It feels like they could have went about it a little bit better to try to prevent such so many people in such a small space. And then some of the roads they have are like just 2-lane roads. Like it's brutal, man. It gets really bad. So anyway, that was a fun trip home. Took much longer than I wanted to. I really was planning on being home, hopefully, before dinner time. I didn't get home till well after dinner, so, it is what it is. But we're back here. I don't have any plans to go anywhere, at least until the middle of next month now, I believe. I had a work trip to go see a client that was supposed to happen a couple of weeks from now. That has since been pushed, and I believe it's going to be the middle of July right now. We're not positive on that statement yet, but that's what it seems like. And that's that trip to New Jersey I was talking about. I don't know, this is probably a month or so ago when I was bringing it up that I was going to be going here and asking if anybody lived in that area and some things to maybe potentially do if I end up being there for any period of time where I could go do something on my own or whatever. Alright, let's get this thing back lined up here. This thing is nice. I'm glad that we've been able to utilize it in this series. I don't know if I will ever utilize it again. Really, this is only going to be it only really works well if you have big, massive fields that are very long. There's no trees around them. I'm having a hard time maneuvering it, given the space that we've left ourselves. So I'm not sure that I'll ever utilize this again. But I feel like I got my money's worth, I guess, out of it. Honestly, I'd prefer to have a little bit more DLC action from the older machinery, some different maps. I know there's only going to probably be one map that they come out with, but anyway. Precision farming has come out. I'm not sure that I'm not sure. Any series that we currently are running, I do not think I will turn precision farming on for. But whenever we do replace this series with another one, which I said is going to happen a lot sooner than you might think, when that does happen, we likely will have precision farming on for that one. So I think that'll be good. I think that'll be fun to do a little precision farming. I'm not the best at precision farming. That's a full disclaimer. I used it like maybe a handful of times in FS22, and I think I only used it once or twice with all of you. I think for the most part that was all just done off camera before I started even recording videos for Farming Simulator at least. But nonetheless, we will incorporate that very, very soon. I do realize, I do know that they recently made an update where we're going to have way to go, Z. Tram lines, I think, which are going to be kind of cool. I've always liked the tram line effect. It just didn't ever really make sense, and I mean, it doesn't really make sense now, I guess, but, you know. It's still, oops. Guess I should have looked at the bottom of the screen there. It's still, I still like the realistic approach of putting the tram lines in, right? That's what you typically would do. So, we're going to run this until the end of December, January, whatever, right around in there. And then we're going to stop the series, so essentially that you're going to get another 4, maybe 5 episodes. I might do one in January, but that's going to be it. Then we're going to call this series. And I know people are still going to be like, I really don't want it to end still, and that's great. I'm glad that you guys enjoy it so much, but it is time, like I said, to move on. It is. It is definitely time for us to move on to something else. I've got a lot of ideas in my crazy head. And right now we've got two, I think, really good series running on the channel. The one about, it's a loosely based story on a real-life events that happened to me in real-life farm. The actual farm you're seeing there is not a one-for-one representation, but it is close. And if you watch episode 1, and if you haven't done so, go check it out. It's the Barker Family Farm, is what the series is called. Go check it out. I highly recommend it. I'm very pleased with how episode 1 came out. I'm very happy about it. It really does remind me of the childhood farm, as I've mentioned. It is legitimately about a childhood farm for me. Loosely based. Let me just make sure I preface that. It is very loosely based. It's not a perfect representation, but it's going to be close enough, and we're going to make a bit of a story about it. Now, I'm not positive how long that series will run for. It may be a shorter series. It depends on a couple of things and how I want to take it. So, anywhere between 10 to 20 episodes, more than likely, is probably the sweet spot for that series. But we'll see, right? We will see how things get along and what we end up getting to. Maybe it's slightly more. Maybe it's somewhere in the middle of, maybe 15 or 16. I don't know. But somewhere around that, at least bare minimum 10. I imagine probably bare minimum is really going to be 15, but we'll see. But anyway, so far I'm very, very pleased with how it's coming out, and it seems like everyone's interested in it and has enjoyed what I've kind of put together so far. Now, I'm going to do my best to try to keep up with, at least 1 or 2 of those episodes per day, at least until this series is ended. My initial goal was for that series to kind of replace this one, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do 3 a week, depending on how much effort I put into the actual story realm, the role-play story realm itself. I mentioned a couple of times I might try if I can sweet talk my wife into doing some voiceover for it. I think that would be interesting. It would probably be difficult for me to edit that together. I've never done anything like that, so I'd have to kind of work on that, but we'll see. Maybe I give it a shot and see how it goes, but if nothing else, it will be a loosely based story where we'll have, conversations with Sharon, who is the, I guess she's one of the main characters in the story. Myself is actually the real main character, I guess. But check it out if you haven't, man. I'm really, really happy with it, and I'm really excited to see how everyone reacts to how this story plays out. It's been something I've been working on for a while. I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to incorporate it, and really, I wasn't able to find a map that I could closely resemble my family farm as much as possible. That was really the part of it, and I needed some other things that I talk about in that series, if you haven't watched it yet. I needed some other things actually to be on the map as well that I could utilize with a bit of a tweaked imagination, right? You're going to have to utilize your imagination a little bit, but yeah, so the map that we utilized ends up giving me that ability, so I'm happy with it. One Tile Challenge is still going well. Lots of people are doing that series, man. It's insane. The outpouring of well, I was going to say support, but I don't really know if support's the right word to use there. I guess the word to really use is interest, the outpouring interest in the series, because so many people have taken on the challenge. I was talking in my Discord today, actually, when I just got back with a new member, well, subscriber, I guess I should say, new subscriber, and a new content creator on YouTube. So, he's a truck driver, and so he was giving me a little bit of a hard time, all joking, of course, but a little bit of a hard time about me complaining about, almost 10 hours of driving today. But to be fair, I don't do it every day. I don't know how they do it every day, to be honest with you. I really don't. Truck drivers, that's a hard job, man. It really is. For reasons that people don't think about, that's a hard job. All right, well, we're almost done here. We are full again, so we need to go ahead and unload this again. So let me jump back into the semi here. Didn't take too long. It wasn't too bad. Now, this is going to be taken and directly dropped into our, well, the latest production, really. It's not actually the latest. I was going to say the latest production, so I just went ahead and said it. But technically, those two over there are the latest productions. But the big, massive one we put over there near our yard, this is where all of this corn is going to go. Every bit of it. So we're going to end up turning this into I'm blanking on the name right now. Hold on, let me find it. Where is this big, massive thing at? I probably went right past it, didn't I? I did. Sweet corn? Yep, sweet corn. So, that's going to be exciting to turn that into sweet corn. 1,000 corn into 750 sweet corn. Should produce a lot, and really, it should make us a lot more money too, right? So let's go ahead and finish this off really quick, and then we can go unload that into the production, and then we'll come back and finish off the unloading process here of the harvester, but not bad, man, not bad. And so given the fact that, you know, I drove a while today, and I mean, I probably sound still a little bit enthusiastic because I'm doing the best I can, but I am exhausted, gang. So we're probably going to make this run a little bit of a shorter episode because of that. So we'll drop that off. We're going to do the spraying. I'll probably buy that other field down there. I think we have enough. Actually, I should look now. I don't know. Maybe we don't. We are just short. So we're going to have to sell a couple of things, and then we can buy that field. And then in the next episode, what we're going to end up doing is probably work on this field and then make a new field in that new area that we bought, if there's room to do so. There may not be room to do so. I don't know. I haven't really looked that closely at it, if I'm honest with you. Probably should take a look at the... Whoop, just drive right into the tree there, Z. Good job, buddy. I just jackknifed the whole semi. Probably should look at the animals, too. I think they're okay, but we should probably look at them. But anyway, the link to the Discord's down below if you want to check out the conversations and anything else. If you do any kind of content creation, you can also... there's an area where you can share your videos on there as well. Try to get some other people to check your stuff out. But the guy I was talking to, I should have mentioned his name and I didn't, is Dragon Slayer Trucker. He is in the Discord. So give him a... check him out if you want. Where are we going here? It should be right in here somewhere. Why are we not getting the unload feature here? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we might have an issue here. Maybe I can't, we need this. It should be here, I thought. Yeah, it's right there. I just drove over top of it. Why am I not able to unload here? Uh-oh. I mean, it's just to be just regular corn, right? Yeah, regular corn. So why can't I unload here? I wonder if I'm having a sinking issue again. This is kind of sunk in the ground a little bit, to be fair. All right, we're going to have to spend a little bit of time here, I think, trying to play with this a little bit more here. And by play with it, I mean trying to level this area out so maybe it'll work. I don't know. It might not work. It might not allow me to. It's kind of looking like it's not going to allow me to. Well, this is not good. I guess I should have tested this out before I put this down here. Boy, what are we going to do here, gang? Uh-oh. That is a problem. That is a big problem. I just thought, because I think when I placed this down, I'm pretty sure I had all the icons on it. Since I saw the icon, I figured we'd be okay here, but it, So I think what we're going to have to do for now because I'm going to have to play with that. It's going to take me a while, and I'd rather just do that off camera than on camera with all of you. So I think for the time being, we will put this in storage, and then maybe between now and the next episode, I can work on that area a little bit. I don't know if it's going to even I mean, it wasn't letting me move anything there, so I don't even know if it's going to allow me to fix anything. I might have to remove it and put it back down, and that's going to cost a lot of money to do that, and that would basically mean we can't buy the other plot of land if I do that. Well, that sucks. I guess for now I would, like I said, just drop this off in here, and we'll figure it out later, I guess. It's always something, isn't it? Nothing ever goes perfectly smoothly as you would expect, does it? Huh. That's what we want. And we want that because I believe, yes, there are some weeds here, so we need to do that as well. So let's go ahead and do that first. Then we'll do the fertilizer because it won't take us too long to do this. And yeah, the pallets of clothes are still causing mayhem, as expected. So I think I'm going to have to actually do the full spraying width here for a minute. And then I can shrink it once I get past the tree here. Alright, good. So, seminar stuff. So some of you know I work for a very small software company. I'm a manager for project managers in that. But it's very small, so right now I actually only have one employee because, you know, multiple reasons, but I only have one employee right now, so I'm actually running a project right now when I'm supposed to just kind of be helping manage things. But anyway, the seminar I went up to was in regard to kind of that. So our parent company, the company that owns us, owns a lot of different companies, and sometimes they throw together a seminar, and just to kind of learn and kind of grow with, you know, ideas and things from other companies, right? And see if maybe you can think of some other things. And the big topic for it was all AI driven. That's kind of where we're going, though, right? I mean, everything is going to become AI here very, very soon. And it's just a matter of us figuring out, you know, ways to utilize or incorporate AI to help us versus just doing the job for us completely, if that makes sense, right? So I got some pretty good ideas on AI perspective, at least from a project management perspective. There's some different programs out there, and I guess the problem for me is it's really what we do is in the banking realm, and there's some AIs out there that will join a meeting for you and kind of take notes for you, and then summarize it and provide like next steps. So like that saves me, you know, hours on the week from after every meeting to have to go through and do all that, right? So I'm very interested in that, but the problem I see is I'm not positive that the banks are going to allow that. You know how banks are very secure about stuff, so I'm not sure that that's actually going to happen or not. But I'm going to look into it. That was the biggest thing I found, and that was going to be the biggest takeaway for me. There were some other things, sure, but the AI I was extremely interested in. I'm all about working smarter and not harder, so if I can figure out a way to open up a couple of hours at a minimum, if not, you know, a handful, every week on my calendar, that will help me out tremendously. I want to work so many hours, right? So, yeah, I'm interested to see if we can figure out a way to incorporate that. I think that would be extremely helpful. Perhaps some of you have, in your day job, have utilized that. I got a couple. I don't have my notebook here with me, but I got a couple of names of certain programs that will do that. Basically, they just kind of join the meeting with you, and it just basically says like your name, you know, like Zorch, and then it'll say, you know, transcriptor or whatever, note taker, something like that, on the meeting itself. So I'm kind of interested to see how that would all play out and how that would all work. But again, has to be something that the banking industry would approve. And I can just see them not approving of that. But we'll find out. We'll find out very soon. So that's where I was. I was at that seminar, and it was a long seminar. It started on Sunday. Well, actually, I drove up there Saturday, so my weekend off, I drove up there. Then it started on Sunday, and then didn't get done until last night. So, and it was an all-day event. It wasn't like, it was just 5 o'clock. I mean, Monday we were doing seminar stuff until almost 10 o'clock at night. It was, mentally, it was exhausting, let's put it that way. Alright, let's drop the rest of this in here. And I'm just going to leave this right here for right now. I'll back it up where it's supposed to be. Well, I don't know if I actually will between now and the next episode. I might forget, but that's my at least my vision, or my plan, is to back that up where it's supposed to be. Be off camera. Let's fold this thing up. And while that's being folded up, let's jump into... I was in the right one already, wasn't I? It's on the Fint, I think. It is the Fint. I knew it. This should, I think, be enough fertilizer. But even if it isn't, I mean, we'd have to drive back to the right no matter what, so we might as well head left here and see if we can get the fields done without driving over there. I would assume we'll be okay, but we'll find out. Alright, and we are off. So we're going to do this field, and we're going to do that field over there. Even though that field has, spotchy areas, we're just going to do the whole field. We'll just knock it out and take care of it, and that way we don't have anything to worry about. It's in as good of shape as it possibly can be for us. Yeah, let's get it done. Alright, so let's see how we did. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not, but there was definitely some, frame rate drops right over here in this area. It's dropping big time, and I'm wondering if it's because we've grown so large, we have so much stuff on the screen there now that it's becoming difficult for it to render it. I mean, the game itself already has some rendering issues. We already know that, right? So, but anyway, let's see how we did here. We did pretty good. There's a little corner down here we missed, and a tiny section here. I'm going to touch those up really quick because it won't take but a few seconds to do so. And I think we're going to sell a couple things, and we're going to buy that plot of land over there. Now, it doesn't really look like we're going to be able to do a whole lot with it. It looks like it's a lot of trees, which is fine, but, our goal was if there was room to, we were going to make another field, awkward field, kind of like this one. But I don't think that's going to be able to happen from what I can see. Maybe on the other side, maybe it opens up a little bit. Maybe we can put a small field over there. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, let's go put this away. And we're going to figure out what we're going to sell here. I'm not quite sure. There's some more frame rate dropping right there. Yeah, I think we just have so much going on now. And with the game already in the shape it's in, I think it's just bound to happen right now. So that might be another reason to, check mark on the box of why we're going to finish the series too, right? It's becoming a little bit too much for it to manage. Anyway, that's there. Let's jump back into the harvester here. We can go put that away. As far as what we're going to sell, I mean, wood chips would be the easy thing, right? I'm not necessarily sure that's what we should do, though. This is going to be a tight corner here. I probably should have went the other way. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure we're going to be able to make this. Okay, we got it. We're good. We're good. All right, we're going to sell the buffalo mozzarella. There is one pallet of buffalo mozzarella over here that spawned, and as we found out, it is a massive moneymaker, and it's still pretty much the best price you're going to get for it, as you can see here. It's slightly less, but still not bad, and it's going to drop here after this month, so we might as well go ahead and sell it. And that should provide us enough money to pay for buying that other plot of land. We also have a bunch of stuff over there, right? Canola oil, flour, etc. But those are not going to be good for a little while, right? Canola oil next month is really the best time, so we'll be selling that next month. And then flour, I don't think is for a while, if I remember correctly. Let me stop that real quick. Flour is December. So, yeah, next couple of months we have some stuff to sell. So it makes a lot more sense, I think, when you think of that in that sense as well, to go ahead and just, you know, finish off the series all the way to the very end of the year. That way we can sell some of this stuff at the best price and really, you know, get the best money for it too, right? I'm going to move this wool over. I'm not sure that they've gone through, when I say they, I'm talking about all the grannies and Granny's Knitwear there have gone through all of the wool yet. But since we've got some, we might as well just top them off too, and we're over here. There's glitching going on right now too. I just saw it again. It probably is a little bit more noticeable probably when I go back to edit it. I'm sure I'm going to notice it more. Oh, they needed some. They didn't have any more wool in there, so they do now. So they can keep on working, which is good. All right, so let's buy this plot of land here. Here it is, plot 40. Buy it. Perfect. Let's go take a look at it. There is a little more room here than I thought. Okay, all right, that's good. Okay, yeah, so we will definitely be able to put in another plot of land here, an awkward shaped field here. In the next episode, we'll extend this as well. I don't think... Well, we got to get rid of this tree. But I don't think any other tree... Well, I guess we probably should get rid of these two trees too, if they're available to be on our land, I guess I should say. We should get rid of those as well. And then once we get here, we're going to have to make a decision, right? We're probably going to have to make a turn and then come up towards this way, because that's where we want to get to, is up there. Okay, good. Well, we're going to leave the episode at that point, gang. I don't think it was as short as I thought it was going to be, but it was still probably a little bit shorter than a typical one has been lately. But hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like the video if you've enjoyed it, man. It really helps me out an absolute ton if you do that. Like I said, Discord's down below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.